actually probably one of the few people in the room who could take me. I'm not gonna fuck with her.
На 28 минут.
We need him, we need him. Actually, I'm scared.
Actually, a pretty sweet person once you get to know him. So
That's what sweet people say.
yes, exactly.
Потом сходим и
And I haven't
посмотрим
broken
тебя на
noses in
комнате.
about 7 years now, so
Oh my God.
I just would like to know if you...
That's wonderful. What?
I'm sorry, we're having a hard time understanding the question.
Okay, next question. Just kidding.
Something wrong with your microphone, I think.
I think on a really S-H-I-T-T-Y day. I have tender sensibilities. I'm tender, sensitively. No, I probably will listen to Paul Jam. That's my shitty day music. Some old grunge. Because that makes me think of when I was a kid. Very nice. Thank you very, very, very much. A lot of patience. Okay, to the left. Hi.
Jared.
Hi.
Misha.
Whoa, come on, yeah. Twins dazzle.
We know that Cass saved Sam from the cage, and we would like to have to. Do you think he saved him because of his friendship with Dean, or just to save Sam because it's
That was amazing. I think Misha saved Sam. I guess that's kind of your question. Cass. But I think Misha saved Cass. No, I think. Why am I talking? You tell me.
Don't put this on me.
You did it.
Yeah, but you were involved in this whole thing.
But I was getting saved. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but she wanted to know what you
I'm gonna get some water. I'll let Misha take it.
This is really not working for me. Well, I have no idea what the question was.
Did Misha save Sam?
Do you
Because that's
think
Sam.
Cass saved Sam because of his
I
friendship?
love it. It's so. There's an A after those words. I love it. You have a beautiful accent. You do, seriously. It's very good there.
Thank you.
Say some more stuff so we can listen.
Do you think?
No, you.
We like your voice. We like it. It's nice. Say something sexy.
Okay. Do you think he saved him because of his friendship with Dean, or
His
just
friendship.
to save Sam because it's Sam?
I got it.
I mean, you kind of look at me like, it's a pretty good question. How did you do that?
Yeah, why did you do that?
I did it because by I obviously mean Castiel. I never confused myself with him. Cass loves Sam. Not Jared, but Sam.
What's hard not to love about Sam?
That's true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi. I have two questions.
Will you say it in an accent, please?
Is my English one good enough?
That's fine.
Yeah, we kind of want an Italian accent, please.
I have a terrible Italian accent.
Let's hear it.
No, you don't.
I've never had to do an Italian accent.
Keep going though in that accent.
Do I really have to?
All questions today must be in an Italian accent.
My first question is for Jared. And last night I was talking to Jim Beaver in the bar, and he said to me that Jared likes to play with his toes. So I want to know why, Jared, you are obsessed with Jim Beaver's toes.
Well, you repeat the question. I can't understand your accent. Well, what happens is that I've got very, I've got very big feet. So, much bigger than Misha's. Anyways, I have very big feet, and so my toes are almost like fingers. That's the word. Sure, fingers, yeah. So I'm able to do, if you're filming me and I'm like this, and you can see me, then I can't do that, but I can do this. So I can mess with people with my toes. And now, no, that's my toes. Jim Beaver's toes. We had an episode called Dream a Little Dream of Me. And Jim Beaver's laying in a hospital bed, and Sam and Dean are in a hospital bed. And Jim is really hard to crack. And so during this coverage, which means now it's
Do you guys know what hard to crack means?
it's hard to make him laugh on camera. And so he has no feet, no shoes on. He has feet, but he has no shoes on.
A little known fact about Jim Beaver.
So during his coverage, I was sitting there at the bed, and so I just pulled the sheet up, and I got his toes between my fingers and started squeezing them, trying to get him to laugh. And he kind of, this is him. He's doing this, and then he kind of notices that I'm pulling his feet up, his blanket off, and then I start squeezing his toe, and all he does is this. And then continues the scene until finally they call cut, and he goes, "You damn idiot! What do you mean?" It's pretty awesome. So from then on, and even in his Death's Door episode, whenever he is in a hospital bed, I pinch the holy hell out of his toes. So that's it.
My second question is for both of you.
Don't understand the accent.
My second question is for both of you.
Ben.
This is my friend Marusha, and she is turning 18 today. And we would like it very much if you would sing happy birthday to her.
Everybody, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy cumpleaños, dear. Tanti auguri. Happy Marusha. Feliz cumpleaños. Tanti auguri.
Hello.
Do I have to do this in Italian accent?
Yes.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
I would like to know from both of you.
There's been two really good accents so far.
She's Italian.
She's Italian. It's actually.
Oh my god, I think she knows Italian accents or something. Are your accents like
Yes.
Can you do it without an Italian accent?
Yes.
You can?
I'm just fantastic that way, yes. Our mom is American. No, we have
People are good.
Oh, I'm cheating. I have an American mother, so.
Oh, that is true.
So Italian accent, American accent.
No, let's go with Italian. It's learner.
So, the reason why I started watching Supernatural is not just because of its extraordinary cast, but just because I love ghost stories, urban myths, legends, and I wanted to know if you also enjoyed them before you started working on the show, or if you developed an interest in them afterwards, and what's your favorite one if you do have one?
As for myself, I like those kind of stories to start with. Now I hate them, but I like them when I started working on the show. And what is my favorite urban myth kind of story? Urban legend?
I had two. I'll take that one.
Okay.
I also enjoyed it. I had two. One, I love the Hookman legend. The original, people go up to make out Cliff, and there's a scratching on the thing, and then he gets Hookman. And I also have always loved the one, it was a Twilight Zone episode, I believe, called The Shadow Man. And my daddy would watch it. And so it's about, you have a shadow that follows you and it protects you, but it can turn against you. And that always scared the holy crap out of me. So I'd be a kid, and I'd be like playing on the playground, I see my shadow, like, oh no. And so I go to the shade, but I'm like, what if my shadow man stops liking me? He's gonna get me, because you can't lose him. So those are my two favorite. Prego, Miguel.
My father took me when I was 6 years old to see Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's a good
They
dad.
told me that they cannot permit me to make
Really strong parenting
about the
decision.
baby. I cannot make it.
And it fucking terrified me. I was really into
They
that
asked
shit
him
for a
before.
long time. I think a
They've
lot
asked
of
Misha
probably
about
time
the baby like a thousand
started
times.
very
They
good.
don't make this special kind of Just congratulate him on the baby.
Congratulate the baby and make him another
until the
question.
end of the movie that I could hide behind the
You want to make another
movie seat in front of me and not look at the screen. And I remember feeling this immense sense of relief when I finally figured
Пойдем, у меня других вопросов больше нет.
Which character do you like to play?
Sam. Wait, but that's for him only. I can't answer that question.
Both of you.
I guess I'd like to be Lucifer. No, wait, I've been Lucifer. I guess I'd be the Meg Demon. I've been the Meg Demon. I guess I've been. I think I'd like to play Jared Padalecki. I've played Jared. I guess I've done it all. You know what? It's difficult. I will, even though he's right next to me, I will say Misha's done a pretty badass job as Castiel. And furthermore, it's not something that I would have imagined having read the script it would be like. And it worked. So I don't want to take Castiel because I probably would have made those choices. I made better choices, different choices. I think it actually would be fun to be Lucifer. And his job was to kind of just wreak havoc. So that's pretty cool.
I probably would go for, yeah, I mean, it's a cool show and that we actually do get to play a lot of different characters, really. But one thing that I haven't done yet, which would be, I think, very interesting, would be to play the Apollo and do it kind of like Kit from Knight Rider, you know?
That's cliche. Everybody says that.
I know, but I like cliches.
Okay, everybody, I guess they would be an Apollo.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, did you play the Apollo?
No, that was my, I always say I played the Apollo. I did
Oh,
play
you
the
did?
Apollo. No, I did actually play it. I did actually play the Apollo.
Did you possess the Apollo?
The trickster made me play the Apollo.
And I gotta watch some of these episodes. It sounds good. Whoa.
Going to the water.
Yeah, that was a lot of traction on the trunk.
Thank you very, very much.
I wanted to ask you, we've all heard the stories of all the pranks you kind of pull on all the guys of the cast. And I was wondering if somebody ever managed to pull one on you, and if yes, what it was, and the best one you pulled on someone.
Yes, someone did manage to pull a prank. You know what? Jensen just pulled a prank on me. That was pretty good. He was directing an episode, They're supposed to be. Was he directing the episode? Yes. So he was directing the episode, and I get out of the car and I go up to a motel room and I open the door and then I stand up for a second and walk in. And his stunt double happened to be on set that day for whatever reason. I think we were probably going to see where he was. And so he timed it in such a way, or he called action for me. I started going to the door to open it, and Todd Scott, stunt dean, started from inside the motel room, running towards the door. So when I opened the door, he just basically flew into me, form tackled me. You'll see it on the gag reel. Because I basically am like, acting like Sam. I look around, and I open the door, and there's this dude running at me. Looks like Jensen, even though Jensen's directing, who just form tackles me into a bunch of masks. So that was actually a pretty good prank. And I don't know what the best one we've done is. More than pranking, I like messing with Misha. Yeah, it's very true.
I know.
The best I know of is one point in time. My favorite ever. So Jensen and I are. There's a saying, we're number 1 and 2 on the call sheet. Like, we're always the top of the list of actors. We've been in every episode. We've only once been kicked off stage. It was by Misha. There was a scene where he had to act in such a way, and the flames are going up, and he's inside an angel circle or something. And we had him laughing so hard that he was like, they need to leave. They need to go, or I'm not doing it. And so we go outside, and we're like peeking into the cabin. He's like, no, they can't. Get them off stage. I can't have them on stage. So we actually, Jensen and I were just laughing because we were so proud of ourselves. And we're like, and then the door on the stage closes behind us. And we're like, did we just get kicked out of our own stage? Like, what just happened to us? So I want to say that one brings me a lot of joy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Robin's our prop girl, so.
And she was putting her hand over her head
Oh, yeah.
to represent your face.
Because he has to look higher. So Robin is not as tall as I am. Robin is this tall. So Robin puts her hand here so Misha can look at her hand and read Sam's lines. I was proud of that one. Hi.
Hi. Now that you are both fathers, Misha was already a father.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was first. Copycat. Yeah,
And about that, congratulations, Jared.
Thank you.
Do you have a cartoon of your childhood that you want your sons to watch? Absolutely. I mean, like a Disney classic or something.
Yeah, it's several. Cartoons you watch as a kid. Last Unicorn.
My Little Pony. Gem. It was truly outrageous.
Fievel. There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese. My favorite song from Fievel. Yeah, there's one called like The Great Escape or The Great American Tale, and I think it's about like little mongooses or something. I don't know what it is. It's kind of embarrassing, but my grandma had it on tape. But yeah, I was Puff the Magic Dragon, An American Tale, Fievel, Bello, and what was the first one I said?
The Last Unicorn.
Last Unicorn. Yeah, and then I watched DuckTales, the cartoon. Good choices. What about you?
I liked all of the Looney Tunes stuff. That was my favorite thing. I loved it. But when I got home from camp, it was always like the worst crap on. Like the worst cartoons were on, and that's what we ended up watching. Like G.I. Joe.
Oh, that was a bad
It was
cartoon.
a really bad cartoon. And then all the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah.
They were really bad. Anyway, but I watched it.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Thank you for a trip down memory lane. Bye. Hi.
I wanted to know if there is any kind of skill that you've always wanted to acquire.
I love to act. I love to know how. Having been employed for 12 years, I love to actually know how to act.
You're a great actor, I meant.
Oh, thank you.
We were Christian for that.
Thank you very
Like,
much.
I don't know, playing some kind of sport or speaking some language.
Yeah, I do wish currently, and it's stupid to have a wish because it can be changed. I wish I could speak foreign language.
Sebastian
Makes us feel bad.
he makes us feel bad about ourselves. I'm sick of it.
I was so proud of him because last night we were eating, and it's a bunch of us eating, and the guy has a cigar right next to the table, and so it's pretty smelly. And I like cigars, I'll smoke cigars, but when you're eating like a salad or a pasta, all you can smell is cigar. And so Sebastian's kind of talking, and it goes, and then he goes, 1 second. And I was like, man, that's so cool. Because if you would have just said it in American, if you had said it in English, we'd be like, hey, will you put your cigar out, please? The guy would have been like, oh, please, get out of here. But he said it Italian, so I think he kind of got through with the guy. And then he broke into French, I guess.
I think that was just to impress us, because that guy didn't speak.
The guy was
there.
He was gone. But I'd love to speak foreign languages. Misha?
I would like to be able to fly. No, I mean, not just fly like a superhero, but also learn to fly a plane. Yeah, that's what I'm actually going to do. I think that would be cool. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Those are the only, for me, that's the only one remaining thing that I can do.
Masterfully. Thank you.
How would you convince us to watch the show instead of
Well, we would probably, if you weren't fans, we'd probably do what we normally do and just duct tape you into a chair.
Have you seen The Clockwork Orange?
Clockwork Orange.
No, I don't. You know what's wonderful about, y'all probably feel the same way. I don't, this is maybe bad to say, I don't feel a need to get other people who don't understand the show to try and understand the show. I feel like people who get it like y'all do have already found it, or could find it without, hey, well then it's about this, it's about that. So I'm kind of happy with y'all. We're very happy with y'all, but I kind of don't feel the need to go like, sing and dance, here's what I do, come watch me. So I'm just happy that people who love the show have found it. And I think people who would love the show have already found it. So we're happy to be a family with y'all guys. Thank you very much.
I've never seen you nice like that.
First time? Yeah, first time.
It makes me a little uncomfortable.
Hi.
Hi.
First, thank you for doing a porno with my girls.
Doing a porno with your girls?
No, my girls. In the photo?
She's doing a porno with her.
In the photo?
Oh, she did. She
Is
did.
it porno or photo?
Eh?
Is she porno?
I think she said
I
porno.
think she said porno.
Yeah.
She did.
What else do you do with dolls?
Yeah. Hey.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
It's not a question, it's just a little request. Let's just sing sorry.
Will we make another porno?
No. That's a scene in season 6 in which Sam doesn't have cast. So I think cast deserves a hug. So
You don't realize it takes us each about 2.5 hours to get into character. We do a lot of porno.
I'm gonna ask. No. Could you show us how a hug between Cass and Sam would look like?
Don't do it. We don't want to see it.
That was the best moment Sam and Cass ever had. That was magical.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you!
In the last few months, what percentage of your conversations have been about babies?
With who?
A lot.
Yeah, not there.
It's pretty
It's a
obnoxious.
little too much.
I would like it to be more, but I find myself, for the parents out there, I find myself doing the thing where you want to show everybody the pictures that you just saw. You're like, they probably don't care, but they're going to see it anyways. I'm bigger than they are, and they're going to look. Yeah, we talk a lot about babies. I couldn't be happier. I'm this little guy, and I know Misha, well, he's here, so I guess you're going to miss him. You probably not. Lots of baby talk. It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Hi.
I have questions.
We combine into one answer.
Scenes where you have problems, where you need a wall, how do you work out?
Kick a wall.
Where you were started, you know how to act.
I do. He's. No, if we have a problem in a scene, say it again. I'm sorry.
Have you ever had a scene where you had
There have been scenes where it's really difficult to get into, and you'll see. There's actually one in the gag reel for season 7 that we saw, and for some reason I had some line where it was like, "Steve, stop." And for some reason, it was hard to kind of say, "Steve, stop." And one of the takes, and it's on the gag reel, I'm like, "Steve, stop." That was really bad. And so we go back, we kind of laugh and go back and do it. But sometimes it's really difficult to, especially if your mind is elsewhere, it's really difficult to get super emotional or super into the scene. And so you just kind of have to make it real for you. You have to make it feel real. If you're doing something and you don't believe it, then there's no way the audience will. So you have to change it around in such a way that makes you comfortable with it.
Or just get comfortable with the notion of the audience not believing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll try that next year.
I've come up against those walls pretty much every time I do a scene with Jared, because like you said, it's hard to get into that emotional space, especially when someone is pulling your pants down while you're trying to do the scene. It does add. It adds a layer. I'm amazed sometimes when I watch the show and I'm like, I believe it. It wasn't terrible, but what the audience doesn't know is that right below the frame, there's something in my groin, fondling away. I have a problem.
It's a really amazing thing, and one of the things we talk about constantly, how this show and how this family of cast and crew and friends has done so much good for so many different causes. So thank you all. I see a ball right there. Awesome. Thank you so much for participating. We as a fandom and as a cast are doing good in the world, and that's awesome. Thank you.
Right? How do we do this? What about maybe whoever wants to give us the most money can have the plushie? Here, you can do it. You have to pick, who's your favorite person to use? What were the best questions? Who did the best accent?
this one.
We're going to take about 20 minutes up here working this out. It's really tough to decide. What's that? What? Oh, yeah. WrestleMania. Okay. All right. Hey, nope. Just keep your hands down. Some peace offering. Okay, I am gonna. Set this here, and I'm gonna step back. Step back.